Welcome. You are on our podcast Travel on Iceland. We are Heorhii and Oli and our lovely guest, professional guide Nataliia Bohdanets.
Hi to everyone.
Hello. If you could just tell us about how you discovered Iceland and when was that?
Oh, first time I arrived to Iceland 6 years ago. I was with a tourist group, 10 or 15 people. We always travel such a big group. And it was trekking. So we need to walk all the way from Landmannalaugar
Mm-hmm.
to Thorsmorg, and it should take like 6 days with tents, with food, with all equipment that we need like for accommodation. And it was risky for me because I never did trekking before, and also I was with another guide who
Mm-hmm.
taught me how to be a professional travel guide. But I felt really big responsibility because I need to carry not just about myself but also about the rest of the people in the group.
Yeah, so do you have like many kilograms on your back? Like
Yes, around 12 or 15 kilograms.
for 6 days?
Yes.
Yeah, that it was. You're probably very tired, right?
Yes, but when you're a highly motivated person and where you feel like that people around you really friendly, easygoing, you always communicate with them, so you don't concentrate on the how heavy is your backpack.
Yeah.
But actually, yeah, I remember one person that in some day he tried to. To take out took out some sugar to make the backpack more light.
Yeah. So you had sugar, just like
It was so we had some products for all the group, sugar, some porridge, some maybe dry fish, some dry meat, and we separated it part by part and gave it to each person to carry during the trekking, because it's not possible to take for tour leader or all the food for the group. So this person want to have a little bit more easy way
yeah.
and not so heavy backpack,
Mhm.
and he just throw the sugar half kilo minus half kilo.
Yeah, yeah. Did anything surprise you when you first came to Iceland? Like, did you think it would look something different or?
For sure.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yes. First of all, it weather, because, of course, I was ready for changes of weather. I was ready. I had clothes, really warm clothes, and I had gloves, had some buff. But when I came, I understood like how crazy it can be, because it was August, the most warm month of the year
Mhm.
in Ukraine and in Iceland too. And it was snow, it was rain. I need to walk like 5 hours per day with all this weather change. Snow, okay, snow, rain, wind, then again sun, and it's changed really fast. And I didn't have really good equipment. I just took like raincoat for one time using, like the simplest one. And I walked in this raincoat all 6 days, and it was a really big storm in my hair because it was plastic raincoat. And yes, it's my first memories from Iceland.
So it was way more extreme than you thought. Than you thought.
Yes,
Yeah.
much more.
Yeah. So you traveled in many other countries, right?
Yes, I traveled, if we speak general, to Madagascar, to Finland, to Colombia, to Mexico, to Portugal, and many other countries.
Wow. So, what's the biggest difference, in your opinion, from Iceland versus the other countries?
Uh, so, of course, nature is a difference, and people also is different in different countries. You know that to be tour leader, to be a guide, you need to be open mind for new experience. You need to be open mind to meet new, to meet new people, and you need to be ready for any situation. Sometimes this situation a little bit extreme. Sometimes this situation give you a good feeling. So you need to be ready for everything. So if we compare the culture of different people, of course, Icelandic people, we can feel the difference of Icelandic people. For me, these people is tolerance, really high tolerance. A little bit old-fashioned people. They like vinyl. They like fashion suits. They are more serious than the another people. But when Icelandic people feel that you when you start to be their friend, they open their heart, they communicate, they joke in a lot, and it's like a two different person when you speak with Icelanders like in official way, and when it's start to be your friend, it's like two different person. Yeah. It's nice.
Is that similar in Ukraine, or is it different? Or
It's a little bit different because in Ukraine, in general, if we speak about national characteristic, people more they try to give you the best and at the beginning. They don't know you, but for example, if you travel to Ukraine and ask the road, if you travel to Ukraine and ask for help on the street, people will understand that you are a foreigner, and they also like tell you, okay, let's go with me, I have time and I will show you the way. What do you thinking about our food? And they start to share emotions and to share news, feelings at the beginning. So we are really high hospitality nation, and yes, we like to share our food, our emotions, our feelings with the rest of people.
yeah, so that doesn't change. Like when you get to know them, they stay the same.
It can change, but mostly. Yeah, they continue to be really hospitality. They can invite you to their house, to some summer house. They're really friendly. But of course, it can change. It's depends of their what then happens, what the situation happens, how it keep going.
Yeah, yeah. So, what's your favorite place in Iceland to visit?
Favorite place. I don't like this question because you always need to compare places, and I think that all places are unique and you can find something special in each one.
Yeah.
But of course, it's some places that I like to visit. Doesn't matter how much time I go to these places, I like it. For example, Jökulsárlón Lagoon. Mm-hmm. It's my number one. With all these icebergs, with all these colors, with sometime in the summer it's like some boat trips. Of course, Thorsmork. It's one of my favorite valleys, with these huge mountains, with this big wide river. And when you standing on the top of the mountain, you can see the ocean. And if it's like during the um, sunrise or sunset, it's the most beautiful and mysterious time to go to the top of the mountain on
Yeah.
in Torsmark.
Like in the golden hour.
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. And the waterfalls. Do you like the waterfalls or?
For sure,
Yeah.
it's so many waterfalls.
Yeah.
Of course, Saljalandfoss, Kogafoss, it's the most famous waterfalls. And when you walk in behind the Saljalandfoss waterfall, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But in this time, during the autumn, if we can speak that Iceland have autumn, you need crampons to walk behind because it's extremely slippery when it start to be ice. At this moment, of course, this pass behind the waterfall is closed.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
yes, for sure, you need to know the risk. And when you travel a lot, you never cross the road if it's some dangerous. On the sign is like forbidden to crossing. So respect the nature, respect the rules, and if it signs on the way that cross the way, it means that somebody already tried to to
Yeah.
go there, and it's extremely dangerous. And think about your life and think about the rules.
Yes, like in Reynisfjara, many people, they get too close to the water, the sea, I mean.
Yes, I always looking on these people and thinking, how risky are you? What are you thinking about? Because of course, it's a risk that maybe in some days this beach will be closed for visitors. But in my opinion, I think it's enough right now symbols and signs that it's risky. So people take their responsibility on their shoulders.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But how do you become a travel guide?
I think that travel guiding and to be a guide, it's not a profession, it's not a hobby. I think it's a kind of lifestyle. Because when I was a kid, of course, I traveled a lot with my families, with my mom and with my father, and they told me, Natalia, we are not so rich family, and maybe it's your last travel abroad. And for me, it was the scariest thing ever. Is it the last travel abroad in my life? No, never. Please, I want to do it again to another country, And at the beginning, I tried to collect countries. I like to compare this summer. This vacation, I will go to Slovakia. Next one to Bulgaria, and never come back. It was at the beginning, I think, like this, because I need to know different countries. So I collect it. Right now, of course, my mood change and my experience change, and I like to come back several times for example, to Mexico. I like to come back to Finland. And right now I'm living in Iceland. Thanks you, thank Iceland. And of course, if you find something special for you, something really that take your heart. It's not a problem if you come back several times to your favorite country.
Yeah.
Yes. So how I became to be a tour guide and tour leader. It's a long story, but if I tell in the short way, I studied journalism and I was online blogger after my university, and I understood that I can write not about cultural and social life in my native city. I started to publish my articles about traveling. I had more or less 50 articles in national media. in National Journal magazine about different countries. Then I worked in restaurant business as in marketing and continued traveling. When I was really tired of my work, like 2 years non-stop working, I decided to skip it and to go to some almost another country for traveling. And I chose Iran. I was a volunteer in Iran. When I came back from Iran, and my brain, and I changed all my mind about the world, how different are people in the world, how different the mentality, how different the culture, how different we can think in different ways. And I decide to go to travel agency and ask them about to hire me. And I took all my magazines with all my articles, and when I came to one of the travel agency, it's about after expedition. It's not a typical expedition. It's about adventures. It's about emotions. It's something unique when you go not to the top most famous places, when you go to some hidden places. For example, in Colombia, we walked to some lost city in the jungle. And I started to work with these people. And at the beginning, my task was like, you can do everything that you do the best. If you want to write programs, write. If you want to do social media, do it. If you want to travel and to try to be a tour leader, okay, go. So it was like a green light for me to do everything that I'm thinking I'm the good one. And it's good when your boss or your director trusts you, and you can open your better skills in these conditions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Top 5 things you can travel with.
We speak about some stuff, equipment, yeah?
Yep.
Good, funny question. I cannot travel without. I always travel with some small backpack, because on my opinion, it's the easiest way for travel. Your backpack never lost. Airline never lost your suit, for example, suitcase, and you travel faster than the rest of the people. They waiting for their luggage. They spend sometimes always with heavy luggage. My way of travel, it's with just small city backpack. So I cannot put in this backpack a lot of things. I would like to say that for me it's really important to have my mobile phone, because it connects me with my team, with the rest of the world. And of course, I like to share emotions from my travel, from my journey. So I put a lot of things in Instagram. I like to do it not in the way like just pictures. I like to share also some stories. Storytelling, in my opinion, is the best way to share emotions and to share your experience. So I always try to write some stories to my followers, what happened with me, and how it's opened the culture, or how it's opened the society, that new society. So cell phone is number 1. Number 2 is some spoon, because sometimes you have no conditions to find some food, so you need to cook it by yourself. It's good if you have some skills for cooking some easier things. Oh, I remember one time I was in Cambodia and we need to survive, so we need to find some food on the island in Cambodia. It was uninhabited island, so we are looking for coconut. We are looking for some, I don't know, some plants, some fish. We need to fish in with fisher stick that we make by ourselves. It was really nice experience. It's make a lot of it's change your mind, yeah. So yeah, and I have some present for George that with me.
Really?
Just 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
So it's some touristic food from Ukraine, and of course it's borscht. So we live in such time when you can travel and feel really comfortable, because it's really light. It's easy to cook. You just need some boiled water, and to add water in this plastic bag. Wait few minutes and it's ready. So it's really fast travel food, and it's really tasty. So it's my gift for you.
We will try it with Oli after podcast.
So it's getting to the end, but Georgie here is gonna ask you some speed questions. That's
Yep.
the end.
Quiz.
Quiz, yeah, speed. It's more fun, you know.
Okay.
Fermented shark or skyr?
I always for new experience. Fermented shark.
Okay. Curious tourist or quiet one?
First one, cutest.
Curious.
Curious or boss. Boss. For me, if you like to travel, I will take you to the different countries. So
Cool.
boss.
Hot or cold weather?
Better hot.
Best
I'm
coun-
waiting for summer in Iceland.
Oh yeah.
Best country in the world?
Best?
Best.
Never can say it. For me, all countries it's interesting to visit.
Lopapesa or raincoat?
Lopapesa and raincoat behind. So all mixed together. So you can you can wear a raincoat under lopapesa.
Yeah.
Under
yeah,
Lopapesa.
yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Kronen or bonus?
Hakup.
Hiking. Okay.
Bike or ski?
Boss, I biking and I'm skiing and I snowboarding and maybe I will start fishing here because I'm interested in it in Iceland.
Cool. Rain or wind?
Better sun.
Sun. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And to see aurora or to see whales?
I know that in Iceland you can see aurora on the boat excursion, so maybe it's possible to mix also. And I think you need to see at least one time in your life. You need to see the whales and you need to see the aurora.
Okay, that's it. We are in the end of our podcast. We wish you more curious and quiet tourists. And it was traveling in Iceland. We are Heorhii, Oli, and our lovely guest Nataliia Bohdanets. If you want to travel in Iceland, you can type icevikings.is icevikings.is, and maybe Nataliia Bohdanets will be your guide.
For sure.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.